everybody. Welcome to ABC at Home. I was thinking about our last time together, and it was funny because the whole lesson plan was around the tennis ball, and I wanted to also get in the hip opener, and I spent so much time on the hip opener that we didn't have time for the tennis ball, and I was raving about it for the beginning of the class. Hopefully I got everyone all excited because today is the day for the tennis ball. Tennis ball is something that if you've taken one of my classes, you know, I love it. It's a great hand and eye coordination piece. I call it the very best piece of equipment that you could own. Inexpensive, and it works so many parts of the body, which hopefully you'll be able to see today. If you didn't hear my spiel before, only thing you need to know is buy a canister. Buy a canister of balls. There's 3 of them. Sometimes they come 4, and that's okay. Because a lot of times when you're working the different routines that we're going to actually be doing today, you drop it. You're pushing yourself. You're expanding your hand and eye coordination, whatever, and all of a sudden you lose track of it. Well, if you're in class with me, they call me the runner because I have to run and get everybody's balls that are all over the place. But when you're at home, you don't want to have to worry about that at the time you're doing your workout. So you have a couple of them right there. So this is what I recommend. Get a canister of balls. Walgreens, Walmart, Target, whatever your place of shopping that you like to go to. But get a canister, and if you're still driving, have one in your car. You never know. It's amazing. Because I have it so accessible that I'm using it, that red light that you think, is it ever going to turn green? Okay, it's good for anger management. I keep one by my favorite chair because it's amazing how many times you'll pick something like that up. And when you pick it up, you start to strengthen, okay? And one of the key areas that I like to use a ball to do is to strengthen our hands. As women, I think we notice the strength of our hands diminishing. That's the first thing we kind of notice. And a lot of it is because of arthritis in a finger, a hand, whatever. And when that happens, we have a tendency of not making that fist, not pressing and working every single digit. So in order for you and I to improve our hand strength, we literally have to work each digit on both hands to strengthen that whole hand grip, which I will prove my point here when we get going on it. So anyway, I'm going to keep checking my clock because my timer, because I am the only one here. Usually my husband, if he's in doing what he's doing, he's turning me on, he's turning me off, and I give him a timer to come back in X amount of minutes. And anyway, he had to go. So I'm all alone. He did turn me on though, so that's good. Turn me on, yeah? Okay, so reach forward and pull back. Let's drop our hands down. Make sure that we're right in the middle of our armless chair, belly button back to the spine. Bring the chin up. Now, if you've been at all of my different classes, you know that normally we start with our posture, but that's a given probably at this point, right? We've done this so many times before. You know you're up in the middle of the chair. You know you're on an armless chair. Perfect. You know you got your feet planted really firmly on the ground, with or without shoes, you decide. In your house, I recommend no shoes so we can really work on those balance points. And we want to have roughly 2 fists width for both knees. We want to have that open. We want to have the feet open a little bit and the knees open. I will tell you a funny story, is that usually when I would do this, I would say, okay, hip width apart. Can I tell you how many people, mostly women, would go like this? Well, this isn't our hip. No. So anyway, changed it up a little bit. 2 fists in between the knees. I always thought that was funny. 2 fists in between the knees. Good. And now sit at the end of our chair. Shoulders up, shoulders back. Drop the shoulders in the back pocket. Belly button back to the spine. So this is my 11th or 12th video that I'm doing for this series. And so I am hoping that you feel that your posture is getting better. Why? Because you're doing it, hopefully you're more conscious about it. Because posture is all self-correction. okay? When you start to go like this is when you have to go up, back, and down. And when you really know that you got it is when you start to do this, you feel it like right away and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel right. So in the beginning, when we first worked on posture, I went, oh wow, this doesn't feel comfortable at all. I've had many people in class say, well, I'm not walking around like that, because they think that they're walking around looking unnatural. But it's interesting because when you look around the room, when everybody's doing up, back, and down, you're like, whoa, everyone's looking good. They're looking good, they're looking present, and you're ready, okay? I like to, when I'm out with friends, I'm at a restaurant, which seems like it's been forever. But anyway, I get to the middle of the chair. I don't sit back on any chair. And you're more engaged. Why? Because everything's working that you're sitting up straighter. And big thing is we want to get a deeper breath in. Deep breath in through the nose. Good, hold it in, blow it out nice and slow. Nice, let's do it again. Deep breath in. Oh yeah, lean forward, let it out. Grab your water. I always like to grab water. Sometimes I forget in the beginning, very beginning of the class, because I want you to know where it is. Know where it is. Now, if you've been with my classes before here at home, sometimes I know it's in the house because I just was walking around with it and I didn't bring it at my chair. Well, now I've got my cheat sheet, so I've got my timer, my water. I will always have it. But I'm now also, see, it's funny how we get better with repetition. Now my water is always to my right, so I'm not looking all over for it. So here we go. Cheers. I only bring that up in case you want to take my tip, and always decide what side it is. Whatever side works for you, that's where your water always is. But always have it under the chair, because you never know if you're going to get that urgent whatever, that you've got to get up right away, and you surely don't want to be tripping over anything. So anything you bring, put under your chair. So as I mentioned when we first started, it is ball day. So take a second. I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do, and we've done it many times before. It's our sunshine hip and chest opener. Get your ball. If you don't have a ball, like, oh my gosh, I don't have a tennis ball, I didn't get a tennis ball, blah, 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 blah. Do you have an orange? Do you have a grapefruit? You might be able to do some of the exercises with that. So for all of you others that have your ball with you, grab it. It can be a little ball, it can be a big ball. I recommend the regular size tennis ball. Somebody said, well, hey, what about racquetball? You can do any ball that you have or want to do, whatever. I just find the tennis ball is the easiest to get. It works what I want to work, not that the other ones don't. The littler ball, which is good, and so they make them a lot for, hand strengthening. But the tennis ball does it as well. And they probably, I don't know what the difference in price is. But anyway, I find the smaller ball that looks like a tennis ball is really more for dogs, and it's a little bit more pliable. So it's up to you, but I recommend the regular size. Okay, so take your ball, put it right in between your flat feet. Okay? Now it's not actually, with me, it's not actually touching my, my ankle bones, but it's definitely touching some of the bones in my feet without a question. We've got so many bones in each foot that it's touching something. The reason why I say that, it's secure. It's not gonna go rolling anywhere, it's secure. So what I want you to know is that if you bring your feet together to where that ball is secure, I'm actually gonna show you with my ball, it's secure enough that I could bring my feet up, okay? The reason that you don't need to do that, but I just want to mention that you want to have it secure enough that you could bring your feet up. Why? Because subconsciously or indirectly, my body is keeping the feet tight enough around that ball while we're going to be doing oodles of other things, oodles today of other things. So it's good because it's a concentration cognitive thing. Keep that ball nice and secure. Okay, so we're at the end of our seat here. Good. Back and forth, bringing the hips up. Bring the hip up, feet are together, ball is nice and secure. I think we call this our chair dance. Yeah. Okay, good. And we just have 3 more, just opening things up. Okay, now reach forward and pull back. Reach forward, pull back. We're only gonna do 3 quick warm-ups because I wanna have more than enough time for the tennis ball. Good, I owe you. Got you all excited about that Galdern tennis ball and we never even picked it up last time. What the heck? Now, if you notice, we've done this exercise before. We did not start out this high. We're higher than we did before. We should be feeling it in our shoulders. And as we pull back through the elbows, the chest goes out. Good, we have 8 more. So it's 8, pull, 7, reach. Make sure you're breathing. 2 more, nice. Reach, pull, drop. Good job, back and forth. So with that exercise, the reason why I like it, really works the postural muscles. When we can work those muscles, so those pectoral muscles, okay, and we can work our shoulders, we start to get that sense that we can get those shoulders back a little further and drop those shoulder blades down just a little bit more, belly button back to the spine. Hopefully that music works for you guys. It's Rod Stewart. Oh yeah, back and forth. Okay, so here we go with our rounded sunshine. It reminds me of sunshine. I don't really know what they call it, but we're gonna round and push, 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 right on the shins. Open up the arms and drop and round it and push, 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 push. Open it up. Nice. And round. So this is the third one of 5 that we have to do. And we're going to bring our arms up. This one we're going to do a little bit different. And our fingers are going to now face to the ceiling. And as we reach up with that right hand, bring the right hip up just a little bit. And now the left. And the right. And the left. Are you still holding on to that ball? Good. Yeah. Hold on to the ball. If you didn't, go get it. Put it between the feet. Side to side. We have 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's our last one. Palms face each other. Bring the elbows down. Chest goes out. Elbows go behind. And pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's our last one. Round it forward. Press, press, press. Nice deep breath in. Relax into it. See if you can come down even a little bit further. Back of the hands come up. Ooh, as soon as those fingertips reach where they can point to the ceiling, palms are going to now face each other. And now I'm going to take the tops of my arms and I'm going to push them back. Did you notice that? Just I pushed them back. Where? I want to get them as close to my ears or behind my ears as I can. As soon as I do that, I feel my shoulder blades come together. Again, working those posture muscles. Chest goes out. Notice the elbows are coming down nice and slow. Good. Hold it right here. Right here. Good. Relax the neck. And now the elbows go up and down. Up and down. Nice. Up and up. 4 more. Should be warming things up. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way down nice and slow and relax. Nice. Do the little chair dance back and forth. Back of the hands coming forward. Palms going behind. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper with the stretch. Go up, look at the back of the hand, and bring it up a little bit higher. Good. After this one, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Still have your ball. 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Relax the arms. We're going to get into some ball work here. Okay, grab your water. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. I miss seeing your smiley faces. I miss the grunts and the groans. I miss the conversation, and I miss the laughs without a question. So looking forward to getting back to the life we love. Okay, so sitting up in the middle of my chair, my shoulders are up, back and down, my belly button's back to my spine, and my chin is up. Got the ball in between my feet. I'm on the very tip of my chair. So this is, I'm up a little bit further than I normally would be in my chair when we're doing our exercises. Okay, so now hold on to the side of your chair and lean back. There we go. Take it nice and slow. Okay, so my shoulders, back of my neck are on the back of my chair. You might find, I'm not sure how high the back of your chair is, but the most important thing is that your shoulders are pressed to the back of the chair. Now I've got a hold of my chair because I don't want to move this area at all. I want this to stay perfectly stationary, okay? So what I'm going to do, what I want everyone to do, is don't lift your feet off the ground, okay? They are glued there. But I want everyone to give me a practice attempt to bring the feet up. So, like you're trying to bring those feet off the ground, but you can't. They're too heavy, they're glued, they're cemented, whatever. So try it 2 more times. Attempt, and relax. So the reason why I do this is because there's many people that when we get into this exercise are gonna be like, oh, I can't do that. And if you can't do it, 9 times out of 10, you could at one point, but we just said we lose that muscle tone. So it's important because we're trying to strengthen the muscles that we have lost, okay? So I bring it to your attention that if you can't bring your feet off the ground, which we're gonna be doing here shortly, if you can't do it, the attempt works as well. You could feel all of the muscles engaged as you were trying to pick your feet up off the ground and you never lifted them at all. Okay, so we're gonna do this together, 5 times together. Don't lift the feet, but do the attempt. Bring the belly button back to the spine. That secures the lower back. Ready? Attempt, 2 more times, attempt. And last one, and relax. This is what we're gonna do. This is not the attempt, this is the actual doing it, if you can do it. Hold on to the chair, keep those shoulders pressed into the back of the chair, and we're gonna come up an inch and bring it back down. Up, back down, up, and back down. Let's do 3 more. Go up, back down, up, back down, and up, and back down. This is what you don't want. If you have to do this, to do that exercise, then you just make sure that your feet are in cement and they can't move, because this can hurt your lower back. As you're bringing it up, you're bringing those shoulders off the back of the chair. That's going to hurt your lower back. This has to be a very, that's why I spend so much time on it. It has to be very precise on how we do it. We hold on, shoulders in the back of the chair. We bring our knees up an inch and we go back down, okay? Any movement here means you're not at the point to where you can do it, so you don't do it, but you can attempt to do it. Okay, I think I've made my point. I've got that ball, hopefully you do, right in between the feet. We have 10 more. We're gonna go a little bit higher and we're not gonna drop our feet. So it looks like this. I'm gonna go a little bit higher, drop an inch, bring it up, drop an inch. Notice my lower back is totally stationary. If you did that with me, bravo, that was a test. I know the grunts, oh, I can't believe it. It's just a test. I'm humoring myself. With the ball, keep the ball secure in the feet. Ready? Bring it up a little bit higher, go down an inch and up, down and up. Did I ever tell you how many? I don't know if I did, but it's 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. You just did sit-ups, my friends. Yep. You can get down on the floor and you can do those crunches, or you can do that exercise right there, and it works the lower ab muscles. Difficult muscle to get to. So anyway, the ball. It's the ball again. Okay, grab the ball. So there's a couple different, maybe half a dozen more exercises, got the ball in my hand, that you can do with your legs and feet to strengthen them. We'll do that another day. Today we have other things we're gonna do. We're gonna get to know the ball. So I've got it in my right, left, or you might have it left, right, it doesn't matter. Keep your hands fairly close together till you get comfortable with the ball. Back and forth. Now, let's just make sure while we're doing this exercise that we're sitting up nice and straight. You can move back a little bit so you are in the middle of your chair. While we're doing this and you're getting more comfortable with the ball, take a sneak peek at the knees and the feet. Make sure the feet are both facing forward and the knees have roughly 2 fists distance between. Then you're balanced. If you notice, I'm not sitting on a wobble. I'm not sitting on a pillow. That's always good to kind of stabilize, but we're not going to do that because we're working the ball and we're going to be making some moves here that we don't want to ever do anything that can hurt our lower back. Okay, it's just a back and forth movement. It's more or less so your hands get used to the ball. Now, 2 more. Last one, put it in the right hand and cascade it down. Now the left hand is on top, right is on the bottom. So it's a cascading down. So left goes on the top, now the right, and the left, and the right. You keep your hands as close together as is comfortable, or challenging yourself a little bit more each time. After this one, now we have 4, and let's do 1 more. Good, and now put it in the left hand. And just roll it around. Roll it around your fingers. Try to keep it in your hand. The only thing you need to remember with our hand and eye coordination little drill that we're going to do right now with the ball is you have to look at it. You have to look at it. So we're going to bring it up and catch. Up and catch. And that's why I only do this exercise sitting down, because if you do this enough times, you really can get a little dizzy because your eyes are going up and down, your head's going up and down. So we have 10 and 9 and 8. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take that left hand, go straight out. Beautiful. Put my little cheat thing right here. Okay, belly button back to the spine, shoulders up, back and down. Okay, this is why, this is one of the reasons why this exercise or this ball is my favorite piece of equipment. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Very slowly bring all 5 fingers around that ball, nice and tight. I've got my arm up. Now I want you to squeeze that ball really, really tight, really tight. And now I'm gonna bend my elbow to a 90-degree angle and my elbow is gonna come up. Squeeze that ball so tight. I want you to think that your neighbor Elizabeth down the road, down the hall, wants that ball. She's gonna take it from you. Oh no, you're not, Elizabeth. Grab a hold of that ball as tight as you can. Let that arm get totally engaged to grabbing a hold of it. The whole arm is engaged. And all you're doing is grabbing and squeezing that ball. So I have it in my left hand. Hopefully you have it in your left hand, even if you have whatever. The hand that's not doing anything, I want you to put it right here on your shoulder. Use all 5 fingers and see what is happening here with this whole left arm. It's all engaged. This whole arm has got all of its muscles and everything working, and I'm just squeezing the ball. Nice. Hold it. Now very slowly let go of the ball and drop the arm. So my recommendation is when you have that ball next to your very favorite chair, you take it nice and slow. Wrap your fingers around it, 90-degree angle, bring the elbow up. And you squeeze like Miss Elizabeth is gonna take it from you for 10 seconds. And then bring it back down and let everything relax. And then up we go again. Grab it and squeeze it for 10 seconds. You will start to notice your whole arm getting stronger. You didn't pick up any weights, you didn't do anything but work with your most important piece of equipment here. Okay, so I recommend that one. That is a great exercise. Okay, so now I've got the ball in my hand. I've got my thumb here. Thumb is very important. It helps all of our other 4 fingers get things done. And I want you to pulse that thumb into the ball. Good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it in. And now, thumb goes on the bottom. And now we work that on every single finger. We definitely need to strengthen each separate digit in order to get a stronger grip, to get our strength back in our hands. Is it comfortable to do this? A lot of times not. Arthritis hurts to do something like this. What does the doctor tell you to do? Exercise it. Okay, we are. Press and press and press and hold. And so you do this every single day. Gets the circulation going. Press, 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 press. Good. And now hold it. I like to do 10 pulses, and I count to 10 to hold it. Ring finger. Starts to get a little bit weaker, right, than the middle finger. So we're going to pulse, 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 pulse. Good. And now hold it. Nice and tight. Little finger. Ready? Pulse, 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 pulse. If you like that 10-10, that's what you do. Now hold it nice and tight. Good. And now take the ball and drop the hand. So while we're actually doing all these crazy exercises for our fingers and hands and whatnot, we've got our arm up. So we're working that as well. And remember, we talked about our arms probably about 5, 6, 7 pounds. So we are actually holding that up. So we are getting ourselves strong all the way up and down this whole left side of the body. So now I want you to take the back of your hand, left hand. I want you to put it right here on your quad. And I really want to emphasize that because I cannot tell you, I emphasize it all the time when I'm doing this thing, and what I see in class is a lot of this. People have their hand up and they want to do it. It's really important that you have a hard surface, a flat surface to work the ball. So I've got the ball in my right hand. I'm just going to do one side with you, and then you're going to do the other side on your own, okay? Because I want to make sure I get all of these in. So the first thing we did is we did the 90 degree and we held the ball, okay? And then we did each finger, okay? And now we're going to go with the back of our hand right here on the quad, okay? Take the ball in the other hand and get a circular rotation going with the ball. Now this, I will tell you, a lot of times is when people can drop the ball or whatnot. That does happen. That's why it's always good to have a couple, close. And now, once we're done with that, I want you to go up and down to the tip of the little finger and bring it back. Tip of the ring finger, bring it back. Tip of the middle finger, bring it back. Tip of the index finger, bring it back. Don't forget about that thumb. Now we're going to take just a moment. I want you to spend a little bit of time with a little bit of muscle and go up and down. Keep your hand down. Just want to show you, but you want to up and down the side of the thumb. Why? Because we're looking for inflammation. You heard about looking for gold? Well, we are looking for something that's tender. And when we find that, a lot of times what we've actually found is inflammation. So we're looking for that. And I actually do find it right on the side of my thumb. What you want to do is press down, circular rotation. What is that doing? It's getting circulation going. Is there not circulation there now? Yeah, there is, but there's also inflammation, and this type of movement on that is good, okay? So here we have, okay, so now just little circular motion here. Try every single finger and really know that when you're doing this on your own, you are in search of something that feels tender. And then when something's tender, you know what to do. Stop, give it a little bit more muscle, okay? And circular rotation. Okay, so now take the ball, try to keep control of it, and work yourself all the way up. I like to call it's your bicep muscle, but I like to call it my Popeye muscle. It's the one that you can usually feel once you start to tense up a little bit. But I want you to take the ball and go side to side. Start to move that muscle. I call it moving the furniture. Move the muscle back and forth. You might find tenderness there. And guess what? The good news is you'll feel it pop right back into place. We're not trying to move the furniture permanently. We just want to get circulation going and finding maybe tenderness in places that we normally don't. Work your way up to your shoulder. And now work your way down the front of your arm. Good. And now forearm, go back and forth, back and forth. Move the furniture. Things snap right back. Beautiful. Nice job, everybody. Nice job. Okay, shake it out. Okay, I will let you do the other arm on your own. We'll definitely be working with this more in our time together, but the one thing I did want to bring out is that all-important white sock. If you've got one, know that it's a great thing to put the tennis ball in. Oops. Put the tennis ball in, and I won't actually do it. It takes so long. Put the tennis ball in. It goes behind the back, and you find that blank wall, and you can get around the shoulder blades, the shoulder, and you can actually look for inflammation on your back area, and it feels wonderful. So there you go. There are some tips. Hopefully you enjoyed today's class. Make sure that you are either sending me an email at, I have a couple different emails, but the christyzilka@gmail.com. Let me know what you think of the class. Let me know what you want to see more of. Let me know that you're out there. Love to hear from you. Sit back in your Sit back in your chair. Just relax. Take 2 deep breaths in and blow it out. One more time. Deep breath in. And blow it out nice and slow. Thanks for joining me, everybody. See you next time.